Welcome back to the Plum Hill Library this time. I have a back piece right here and a bottom and top piece and some special braces that I designed here to help hold up shelves for drying glue. I was just giving them a bit of a whirl, but off they go. Now, a lot of this ply is warped from the heat of the laser, but it is not the end of the world. Now the side pieces and the center pieces there are all etched with guidelines for your shelves. So you got to make sure that the lines match up. So you're going to glue them all around the edge, the top and bottom pieces, and then you're going to take two of the guidelines. Make sure that the lines match up on both sides of those as you sandwich them together. These will be the center two dividers. So sandwich them up, glue them down, put them aside, and finish boxing in your library shelf. It's not the end of the world if it's not 100% straight and plumb. Yeah, I'm struggling with it a little bit. I think sometimes it's best to get quick setting glue. This is just standard wood glue, and it's also watered down a little bit, so it's taking forever to dry. And now it's time to add in the dividers. Now you got to make sure the lines match up. So I'm putting this one in. I tend to move quickly and I don't give things time to dry properly, so sometimes glue seams will pop and I'll have to reinforce them, which is really annoying. But right now I'm just going to use a rubber band to hold everything firm together while I'm working. And I want to make sure that it's not going to bend anything, so I am bracing it right up against the divider. Now the guidelines are just guidelines. On the shelving, it's up to you. And I didn't have the lines matching, so I flipped it. There you go. Another elastic band is in order. So now I'm going to put in the center shelves first. So yeah, people are asking why I don't do like notched shelves and just have it so you could put it together like an egg carton or something like that, or a Christmas bulb carton. But that would limit you to exactly how I want the shelf configuration. And as much as these kits are my ideas and inspirations, they should be as much yours as they are mine. So I want you to have the freedom to put your shelves in any damn position you want them in. So I left them individual and floating so you can configure them however you please. And it's not the end of the world if these are not perfectly straight either. As I said before, the wood does warp and bend a little bit when it's cut with the laser, so it's going to be a little bit wonky here and there, but nothing a little stain or paint or love can't cure. And this is a pretty spectacular piece in spite of its simplicity. It really is pretty easy to put together if you just take your time. And you can use the little brackets to hold the shelves up so they don't fall over and they can stay in their place. I saw a picture of this shelf unit or something that inspired the shelf unit online, and I thought, wouldn't this be wonderful, just crammed with books and notions and tchotchkes and all sorts of memorabilia. It can be contemporary, it can be classic, it can be whatever you want it to be. If your dollhouse walls are higher, 8 inches or higher, it will fit in there. And it's 7.5 inches wide. Of course, it doesn't look like much right now. It kind of looks like a hobby sorting tray, but we'll get there. The Plum Hill Library will also include a library chair and eventually a table and a desk as part of the set. Library chair, table, and desk. But the kits are coming together slowly. This one took a lot of time to design because it had a lot of detail and small elements. So it takes a lot of time to design, but this one probably won't take too long to assemble. You want to sand off as much of the soot on the edges as possible, and you can either stain it or paint it. Now, there is no such thing as a decent library unless it has a ladder. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. All libraries require a ladder because you can't reach the books in the top shelves without it. And if you don't have a ladder and you don't have shelves tall enough that require a ladder, then it's not a library. Well, that's basically consensus around the world. Totally true. So the ladder is pretty easy to assemble. It's just a quick job. And I put it up against my keyboard to make sure that it was nice and straight and set it aside to dry. And now the shelves are dry, everything's ready to go. Now the fun part. Now my husband asked me why I didn't cut these pieces in one piece that would just go on top. But I need to maximize my cut areas. Basically, it's about saving space on your sheets of plywood. So I cut it into 3 parts. Works fine either way. Requires the same amount of gluing. So what the hell? And I could use that space inside these little guys too to put all of the the little pieces of rectangles for the books were in there. The ladder was in there. All sorts of little details were used up in that space, negative space there for each bay of the library. So we're lifting this up a little more, so it's a little more than 8 inches. It's like maybe 8 1/8 of an inch. And once again, we resort to rubber bands. They are useful. And now the top trim. It's like a little piece of crown, but without any type of profile. Just a little line detail, but it definitely adds to the whole design. Get those quilt clamps. Those are the best things ever for miniaturing. I will be at the Portland Miniature Show in October this year, so if you want one of these kits and you're in Portland area, come and get one. I'll have a few on hand. It also will come with a limited edition accessory. Plus, it's coming with a little collection of books to start you off. So you will be able to assemble books and put them on the shelf. These pieces are so tiny, but also add so much detail and so much interest to this library. It makes it look so classic. Imagine this in a deep dark stain or painted. You could do the background in one color and then stain the outside. So you have like a wallpaper style and be on the back of the shelves. And that's the little foot piece. So that is done. So let's put that aside. Now check these little babies out. There's lots of detail work here. You won't really be able to sand these too much. I suggest just painting them. Painting them brass or gold might be cool too. Or copper colored. That would work. Make sure they're lined up really well, because they will need to have the little hole aligned on them. And use a clamp to make sure that they are laminated together properly. Boop. Is it a P? Is it a D? We don't know. So there's two laminated and two tiny, just independent, free-floating ones. And now we're going to install them. It's more detail work. So the little tiny individual ones go on the ends. There you go. You gotta make sure they line up. I use the rubber band as a way to align them. Make sure that they're level. And now the big uns. I am absolutely in love with this kit. It is my favorite. I want to make one and finish one and put it in Wolf Hall, I think. I should have started with the tweezers. So much simpler. Well, you guys boop it right in there and adjust it as needed. Alright, so you take your little rod that comes in the kit and you put it through there. And you get your ladder and you go boop. There you go. Is that not adorable? Of course, this kit also includes a little stack of books and printed covers. These are just printed on my printer for now, but I will have these professionally printed. And every kit will come with this little collection of books. I believe there's a set of 6 and a set of 12, a set of 5, and a set of 2. So, and they're all different sizes, though each one of those different. So these are just printed on my inkjet, but I will have them on better stock, hopefully a little bit higher resolution printing, but something that's a little more, I don't know, less washed out looking. Although this is cardstock on my little demo here. So yeah, you get books, and the first few kits are going to have a little globe accessory too that you can put on your shelves. And also in the kit are 2 silhouettes. 2 silhouette drawings that you can put on the shelves. They're oval, and I didn't get any footage of them because I haven't put them together, and I'm still trying to figure out a frame. So you get more than just the shelf. So come and see me in Portland, or follow my profile link to my shop. Eventually it'll get there.